I'm here with Mark Gensburg from Cardlytics. He's an EVP there. And Mark, I want to talk a little bit about the conference today. What do you think for the very first Mobility Live conference?
Yeah, I thought it exceeded every expectation I had, frankly. I mean, I think Atlanta is very uniquely positioned in this space with, Georgia Tech down the street, and I'm shocked at just how many companies there are here in Atlanta that are focused on mobility.
So you recently relocated here. Are these assets that you mentioned the reason that Cardlytics relocated here to Atlanta?
That's exactly right. So our company was founded about 5 years ago. I relocated from Southern California about 3 years ago. I was about the 20th employee. We now have about 250 employees. I can tell you for every person that you can hire in California in the mobility space, you could probably find 3 here, and equally, if not as good. You can also afford a house here, which is also equally nice.
So tell me, let's drill down just a little bit more on the assets that Atlanta has. So why Atlanta? Tell me about the reason, infrastructure, the education. What was it that made you relocate here?
Yeah, I think part of it is that we work in the payment space at Cardlytics, and there are a number of big companies in the payment space. First Data is here, a number of us. This is really a payments capital, and I don't think people realize that. I think the second reason we really wanted to put the company here was cost of living, right? Both in terms of what you can get for your money here. I have 2 small children, and it's a big difference, right? And what you can do here versus in California or some of the other larger cities. I think Hartsfield makes a huge difference. The fact that you could really get anywhere in the world in one day. We have an office in the UK, we have an office in San Francisco, we have an office in New York, and I can be at any of those in one day in a direct flight, and it makes a really big difference.
So what's the future look like, do you think, for Cardlytics, number one, and then number two, for other companies relocating here? Do you think that's a bright future for Atlanta?
I think it's rare. I think it's a very bright future. I think it's rare to have this kind of support and this kind of groundswell from the smallest companies. I met people here that are, just one person who's starting out a company, all the way up to Ralph De La Vega, who's running AT&T Mobility, and to have those 2 people in the same room working together to try to drive AT&T, I think it really, try to drive Atlanta, I think it bodes really well for Atlanta as a mobility hub.
Great. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.